You know, I realized when I became an animator, I realized the secret: I didn't have to grow up.
John Lasseter, the cartoon man. He's the cartoon man, and when he was a kid, he was the cartoon boy. This is a guy who had a vision since he was a little boy about drawing cartoons and being around cartoons. And Lord knows he's fulfilled that mission.
This is my Casper the Friendly Ghost doll that I had as a little boy. See, I still know what he says. Here, bring it down. Come on in. Okay, listen closely. See, he says, I love you.
More has stayed the same about John than has changed. His interest in toys is kind of a key. I mean, if you understand that, you understand how he treats film and how he treats life.
And especially when you get to know this guy, a lot comes with him. Almost as if he has a toy virus embedded into his DNA. Because you look at the worlds he's created, you look at his characters, they are so thought out, they're so well developed that he expects everything to be that well developed.
I'm from Play School, and I'm from Mattel. Well, I'm not really from Mattel. I'm actually from a smaller company that was purchased in a leveraged buyout. Well, I don't.
You think they'd never seen a new toy before?
Toy Story is a phenomenon. It's brought some of these great classic toys that have been around for years and years back to the silver screen and really brought them to the forefront again when they had kind of somewhat disappeared. And then he's invented new toys and brought those to life. It ignited the toy industry many times over with that movie.
There's an emotional connection between kids and the characters that I think is Pixar's trait, and John's strength in particular as a storyteller.
I think in working with John, you realize quickly that he approaches toys with the sophistication of a collector and the imagination of a child, and that inspires each of us to do the same as we're designing the toys.
The Cars toy line that we created with the die-cast cars, I think at the very beginning, John knew how deep this film was and how impressive all these characters were, all the way back to the smallest background character. And from the beginning, there was a little interest and people wanted to do a few things, and he kept pushing, like, you gotta do every car, trust me, do every car. And now it's one of the biggest businesses in the toy market.
John has given vehicles finally a face, a personality that really bridges the gap between a static car and a character.
You cannot make enough cars. We have made every car that appears in that movie, and people want more. The fights in stores for die-cast.
Each Disney Pixar character car that we put out there is like a work of art. The amount of time and detail that goes into each and every car, and I think consumers know that.
Cars is a property that defies conventional wisdom in that, unlike most films which really peak the year of film release or the year after even, this has continued to grow on a global basis years and years after the film release.
It's amazing to see someone who's made these incredible films and knows so much about toy design. I mean, if he wasn't a filmmaker, I would say he was probably one of the best toy designers in the world.
If you were going to say one word that is the reason for John's success, is it's heart. He cares about this stuff.
It's genuine. You know, all of the work he's done with the movies and with the toys, he's thinking, what would I want to play with?
Hi, Wally. You don't see a lot of executives on the floor playing with toys.
John is a visionary, a record-breaking filmmaker, a smart toy designer, a passionate toy collector, and a true inspiration to us all.
It's great to work with somebody with a true and honest love for toys, like John, both as a filmmaker, as a parent, and as a kid at heart.
Working alongside someone like John is an additional benefit that not everyone is lucky to get. I really consider myself lucky to have had the chance to work with John.
If you look at the impact some of these properties and characters have had on the industry, it's truly a global experience. When you see these kids around the world playing with these things, wanting these characters to come to life and integrating them into their lives, it's such a rewarding experience.
To infinity and beyond!
Toy Story came out in November, and the Christmas after, I believe the toys were already out. And we all opened our presents, and we each got a Woody and a Buzz Lightyear, and we were ecstatic. We were writing our names just like Andy did on the feet, and we just played all day with those toys. It was so exciting, because it was like Dad's movie, and we have those toys to play with off to ourselves. It was so, I remember it, and I'll never forget that morning.